In today's fast-paced and often unpredictable world, maintaining inner peace and a positive mindset has never been more important. Life can throw challenges, stresses, and uncertainties our way, and it's easy to feel overwhelmed. But Buddhism offers valuable wisdom that can help us stay grounded and focused no matter what comes our way. This video will explore 7 powerful lessons from Buddhism, each one designed to help you face life's ups and downs with a calm heart and a positive outlook. These teachings are timeless, providing practical tools to help you navigate stress, uncertainty, and life's inevitable changes. Whether you're feeling overwhelmed or simply looking for a way to bring more peace into your life, these lessons offer guidance on how to stay centered and joyful, even in the toughest times. We'll dive into these core teachings, offering insights that you can apply to your own life to foster resilience, self-compassion, and a more positive mindset. Let's explore how you can integrate these Buddhist lessons into your daily routine and create a life of balance and peace, no matter the challenges you face. Lesson 1. Be gentle with yourself. One of the most fundamental teachings in Buddhism is the importance of self-compassion. Self-compassion means treating yourself with the same kindness, patience, and understanding that you would offer a dear friend. Often we are our own harshest critics, especially when we make mistakes or face setbacks. The way we speak to ourselves directly affects our emotions and actions. When we constantly criticize or berate ourselves, it can lead to feelings of inadequacy and self-doubt. However, when we practice self-compassion, we open ourselves to healing and personal growth. Imagine for a moment that you are your own best friend. Think about how you would treat a friend who's going through a tough time or struggling with something difficult. You wouldn't be harsh or critical toward them. Instead, you would offer words of comfort, understanding, and encouragement. Now, what if I told you that this supportive, understanding friend could be you? Buddhism teaches us to be that friend to ourselves, kind, loving, and compassionate, especially in times of struggle. The Buddha emphasized the importance of right speech, not just in how we communicate with others, but in how we speak to ourselves. Our internal dialogue can shape our perception of who we are and how we navigate the world. So, when we engage in self-criticism, we are reinforcing negative thought patterns that only hold us back. On the other hand, when we practice self-compassion, we encourage a positive and empowering mindset that can help us grow and flourish. A simple way to practice self-compassion is by changing the language you use with yourself. Instead of saying things like, "I'm not good enough," or "I always mess things up," try replacing those thoughts with more gentle, encouraging phrases. For example, you could say, "I am doing my best," or "It's okay to make mistakes. I'm learning and growing." These positive affirmations help shift your mindset and create a more compassionate inner environment. Another powerful tool for cultivating self-compassion is through meditation. Meditation allows us to quiet the mind, focus on our breath, and release self-judgment. It's a practice of simply being present with ourselves without the need to judge or criticize. By taking a few minutes each day to sit quietly and meditate, you can begin to create a peaceful space within where self-compassion can grow. As you meditate, remind yourself that it's okay to be imperfect, that you are deserving of love and kindness, no matter what. Incorporating positive affirmations into your daily routine can also help reinforce self-compassion. These are simple, positive statements that you repeat to yourself, such as, "I am worthy of happiness," "I am strong," or "I am enough." The more you repeat these affirmations, the more they begin to shift your mindset. Over time, you'll find that you treat yourself with greater kindness and understanding. In addition to affirmations and meditation, another way to practice self-compassion is by simply becoming aware of your internal dialogue. Start paying attention to how you talk to yourself, especially when things don't go as planned. Are you kind to yourself? Or are you quick to judge and criticize? When you catch yourself being too harsh, gently shift your thoughts toward a more compassionate perspective. Picture yourself talking to a friend. Would you say the same things to them that you say to yourself? If not, then it's time to start treating yourself with the same kindness and understanding you would offer others. Self-compassion is not about ignoring your mistakes or avoiding self-improvement. It's about approaching your growth with love and encouragement rather than criticism. When you're kind to yourself, you build a strong foundation of inner strength and resilience. You become better equipped to face life's challenges, knowing that you have the support of your own loving heart. In conclusion, the lesson of being gentle with yourself is a powerful tool for creating a positive and peaceful life. By practicing self-compassion, changing your internal dialogue, and incorporating affirmations and meditation into your daily routine, you can nurture a kind and loving relationship with yourself. This practice helps you move through life's challenges with grace, resilience, and a deep sense of inner peace. Remember, you are deserving of the same love and kindness you so freely give to others. Treat yourself with compassion, and you will find that your world becomes a much more peaceful and joyful place. Lesson 2. Respect the body, the temple of the soul. In Buddhism, the body is often seen as a sacred vessel, a temple for the soul. It is through our physical body that we experience the world, and it serves as the foundation for our mental and spiritual well-being. The connection between the mind and body is profound, and Buddhist teachings emphasize the importance of caring for both in order to achieve lasting peace and happiness. Our bodies are not separate from our minds. Rather, they are deeply intertwined, influencing how we feel, think, and navigate through life. Therefore, respecting and nurturing our bodies is essential to living a balanced and fulfilling life. One of the core principles in Buddhism is the idea of right action and right livelihood, which encourages individuals to lead lives that are not only morally responsible, but also physically well-balanced. Taking care of your body is part of the path to maintaining a calm and focused mind. If we neglect our physical health, it can create tension, stress, and discomfort, which in turn disrupts our mental clarity and peace. For example, when we are physically fatigued or in poor health, it becomes much harder to engage in practices like meditation or mindfulness effectively. To cultivate a healthy mind and body, it's essential to follow a balanced approach to physical health. First and foremost, paying attention to what we consume is crucial. In Buddhism, The idea of moderation is highly valued. It's not about indulgence or deprivation, but rather finding a middle ground that promotes physical well-being. A balanced diet, rich in nutritious foods, can provide the energy and vitality necessary for a peaceful mind. Eating mindfully, paying attention to the food we eat, and savoring each bite is a practice in itself. This not only nourishes our body, but also encourages us to be present and grateful for the food we consume. In addition to nutrition, regular physical activity is another key component of self-care. The Buddha himself was known to encourage movement as a way to maintain physical vitality. Engaging in gentle exercises such as yoga, tai chi, or simple stretching can help improve flexibility, strength, and overall energy. These activities also allow for greater self-awareness, helping us connect with our bodies on a deeper level. Physical movement also helps release stress and tension, which can be incredibly beneficial for our mental state. Rest and relaxation are equally important when it comes to respecting the body. In our fast-paced world, it's easy to overlook the need for adequate sleep or time to recharge. However, the Buddhist teachings remind us that rest is not a luxury. It's a necessity for our well-being. Our bodies require sleep to repair and regenerate, and without proper rest, we risk becoming depleted both physically and mentally. Ensuring that we get enough sleep, taking breaks when necessary, and allowing ourselves time to relax and unwind are all essential practices in caring for the body. Mental health is another crucial aspect of this lesson. In Buddhism, there is a deep focus on mindfulness and meditation as tools for promoting mental clarity and emotional well-being. Meditation allows us to quiet the mind, reduce stress, and cultivate a sense of inner peace. When we meditate, we are not just calming our minds, we are also honoring our bodies by creating space for relaxation and healing. Mindfulness, or the practice of being fully present in each moment, is another powerful tool for fostering both physical and mental health. By being aware of our thoughts, emotions, and physical sensations, we can better understand how they are interconnected and how they affect our overall well-being. In addition to meditation, taking time for self-care practices that promote mental and emotional health can greatly enhance our sense of balance and peace. This can include engaging in hobbies, spending time in nature, or simply taking time to breathe and reflect. These moments of mindfulness and relaxation not only support our mental health, but also strengthen the connection between our body and mind, fostering a sense of harmony. In conclusion, the Buddhist teaching to respect the body, the temple of the soul, encourages us to view our bodies as sacred instruments that deserve care, attention, and gratitude. By practicing moderation in diet, engaging in gentle physical exercise, ensuring adequate rest, and nurturing our mental health through mindfulness and meditation, we create a solid foundation for both physical and spiritual well-being. The connection between mind and body is undeniable, and by respecting our bodies, we enhance our ability to achieve true peace and happiness. When we take care of ourselves, we are better able to face life's challenges with a calm, clear mind and a healthy, resilient body. Lesson 3. Set achievable goals. Setting achievable goals is a vital aspect of maintaining peace and progress in life, especially in the context of Buddhism. The teachings encourage us to pursue goals that are both realistic and in harmony with our personal abilities and circumstances. When we set goals that are too ambitious or rigid, we can easily become frustrated or overwhelmed. The key is to find a balance between striving for success and understanding that growth is a gradual process. By setting goals that are achievable, we not only stay motivated, but also create space for growth, self-compassion, and patience. In Buddhist practice, there is an emphasis on the importance of the present moment. This includes taking small, deliberate steps toward larger objectives, rather than rushing through life in pursuit of grand, distant outcomes. The analogy of climbing stairs is a perfect example. Instead of leaping to the top, we take one step at a time. Each step, no matter how small, brings us closer to our ultimate goal, and each is an accomplishment in its own right. Similarly, in life, setting smaller, incremental goals leads to larger successes over time. This approach allows us to appreciate each moment and celebrate each small victory, rather than focusing only on the final destination. Setting realistic and attainable goals also aligns with the concept of right effort, which is one of the core teachings in Buddhism. This principle emphasizes the importance of maintaining balanced and moderate effort in all aspects of life. When we set overly ambitious goals, we may push ourselves too hard, which can lead to burnout, frustration, and even a sense of failure. Instead, by breaking down larger goals into smaller, more manageable tasks, we can approach them with patience and perseverance. Each step becomes a learning opportunity, and each accomplishment, no matter how minor, is a victory in itself. One of the most practical ways to implement this teaching is by breaking down a big goal into smaller, actionable steps. For example, if your goal is to improve your health, rather than aiming to completely overhaul your lifestyle all at once, you could start with small changes. Begin by committing to a 10-minute walk each day, then gradually increase the duration and intensity. Over time, these small steps will lead to significant progress. It's essential to approach the process with patience, acknowledging that the journey is just as important as the destination. Another key aspect of setting achievable goals is being kind and patient with ourselves. Often, we are our harshest critics, and when we don't meet our expectations, we can feel discouraged. However, Buddhism teaches us the importance of self-compassion. If we slip up or fail to meet a goal, it's important not to be overly critical. Instead of focusing on our shortcomings, we should offer ourselves the same kindness and understanding we would offer a friend in a similar situation. This approach helps reduce stress and anxiety, enabling us to stay on track and continue moving forward. Incorporating mindfulness into the process of setting and achieving goals is also beneficial. Mindfulness allows us to be fully present with each step, enjoying the process rather than solely focusing on the end result. For instance, if your goal is to learn a new skill, take time to enjoy the learning process. Appreciate the small wins along the way, such as mastering a technique or gaining new knowledge. Mindfulness helps us stay grounded and content in the present moment, which reduces the pressure to achieve instant results. It also reminds us that progress is a gradual process and that every step taken is an achievement. The concept of enjoying the journey rather than fixating on the destination is deeply rooted in Buddhist teachings. The Buddha spoke frequently about the importance of finding joy in the present moment and embracing life as it comes, rather than constantly striving for something in the future. By focusing on the process and being patient with ourselves, we allow ourselves to experience life in its fullest form, without unnecessary stress or pressure. In conclusion, setting achievable goals is not just about reaching the end result. It's about the process of growth, learning, and self-compassion along the way. By breaking down larger goals into smaller, manageable steps, we can approach them with patience and mindfulness. This approach allows us to enjoy the journey and stay motivated without becoming overwhelmed by unrealistic expectations. Through setting attainable goals, we honor our abilities and progress at a pace that is both sustainable and fulfilling. Just as a staircase is climbed one step at a time, our life's journey unfolds in small, meaningful steps that ultimately lead to greater fulfillment and peace. Lesson 4. Embrace change and growth. Change is an inevitable and essential part of life, and it is deeply ingrained in Buddhist philosophy. Buddhism teaches us that everything in life is in a constant state of flux. Whether it's the changing seasons, the aging of our bodies, or the evolving circumstances around us, change is unavoidable. Rather than resisting or fearing change, Buddhist teachings encourage us to embrace it. Change, in fact, is the very source of growth, and without it, we would remain stagnant. Accepting change allows us to open ourselves to new experiences, opportunities, and perspectives, leading to a richer, more fulfilling life. One of the most fundamental aspects of this lesson is understanding that change is a natural part of existence. We often find ourselves clinging to the familiar, fearing what lies beyond our comfort zone. This fear of change can hold us back from growing, learning, and reaching our fullest potential. The Buddha's teachings encourage us to let go of attachments and expectations, which are often at the root of our resistance to change. By relinquishing the need to control everything, we make room for the unexpected opportunities that change brings. A powerful way to practice embracing change is by stepping outside of our comfort zones. This may involve trying something new, like experimenting with different activities, hobbies, or even engaging in new social situations. For instance, if you have always been hesitant to try yoga, the first step could be signing up for a beginner's class. Initially, you might feel uncertain or uncomfortable, but as you persist, you'll likely find that your body and mind adapt, and you begin to enjoy the process. It's through these small acts of courage and willingness to explore the unknown that we grow and develop. By engaging in new experiences, we challenge our old ways of thinking and open ourselves to new possibilities. Facing fear is another key aspect of embracing change. Fear often arises when we face something unfamiliar, whether it's a new situation, a challenge, or a shift in our lives. Buddhist teachings urge us to confront our fears with mindfulness and compassion rather than avoiding them. For example, if you are afraid of public speaking, rather than shying away from opportunities to speak, take small steps to confront that fear. You could start by speaking in front of a mirror or practicing with a close friend, gradually building confidence until you feel more comfortable in front of a larger group. By facing our fears and taking action, we learn that the things we once dreaded are often not as daunting as we imagined. Another important practice is learning to let go of the need for perfection. Often, we resist change because we want everything to be just right. However, in Buddhism, there is an understanding that imperfection is part of the natural flow of life. This imperfection is not something to be feared, but rather something to be embraced. By allowing ourselves to make mistakes and learn from them, we open up to greater growth and development. This also ties into the concept of non-attachment, where we are encouraged to let go of rigid expectations and accept life as it unfolds. Embracing change also means letting go of past narratives and identities that no longer serve us. As we grow and evolve, so too should our understanding of ourselves. If we hold on too tightly to who we were or the way things were, we can miss out on new opportunities for growth. This can be seen in the example of someone going through a career change later in life. Instead of clinging to the idea of a stable, well-established career, they might embrace the idea of learning something new, discovering fresh passions, or pursuing a completely different path. This willingness to evolve can be incredibly freeing and empowering. The benefits of embracing change are numerous. It expands our horizons and allows us to experience life more fully. Change pushes us out of our comfort zones, encouraging us to take risks and discover new aspects of ourselves. It fosters resilience as we learn to adapt to new situations and challenges. Furthermore, embracing change opens the door to new opportunities. When we stop resisting the inevitable, we allow ourselves to experience life in all its richness and diversity, from new relationships to new skills and personal transformations. In conclusion, embracing change is not about seeking disruption or chaos, but rather about accepting the natural ebb and flow of life. By letting go of our attachment to the familiar and being open to new experiences, we invite growth and transformation into our lives. As we learn to face our fears and step outside our comfort zones, we develop greater resilience, self-compassion, and an appreciation for the beauty of imperfection. Change, when embraced with mindfulness and openness, is the catalyst for a more fulfilling, dynamic life, full of endless possibilities. Lesson 5. Maintain a positive mindset. Maintaining a positive mindset does not mean ignoring the difficulties or challenges we face in life. Rather, it's about how we choose to view and respond to those challenges. Life is filled with ups and downs, and it is inevitable that we will encounter hardships along the way. However, Buddhism teaches that we have the power to shift our perspective. A positive mindset is about recognizing the reality of our struggles, but choosing to see them through a lens of growth, opportunity, and acceptance. In Buddhist philosophy, it is not the events themselves that shape our experience, but rather how we react to them. By cultivating a positive outlook, we can navigate life's challenges with greater resilience and inner peace. The key to this lesson is the practice of mindfulness. Mindfulness is the art of being fully present in the moment, without judgment or attachment to past or future events. It is through mindfulness that we can begin to reframe our thoughts and perceptions. For example, when faced with a difficult situation, instead of focusing on the negativity or the obstacles, mindfulness encourages us to acknowledge the difficulty and then shift our focus to what we can learn from it or how we can respond in a more constructive way. This allows us to stop being overwhelmed by emotions like anger, frustration, or fear, and instead approach situations with clarity and a sense of calm. Practicing mindfulness in daily life is a simple yet powerful way to maintain a positive mindset. One practical example is when dealing with stressful situations. Let's say you are stuck in traffic, running late for an important meeting. It's easy to become irritated, frustrated, and anxious in such moments. However, by practicing mindfulness, you can acknowledge those feelings, but also gently remind yourself that these emotions are temporary and not worth clinging to. Instead, you can focus on your breath, bringing your awareness to the present moment. This not only helps to reduce stress, but also allows you to regain a sense of control over your emotions. By regularly practicing mindfulness, you become more adept at shifting your mindset from one of frustration to one of calm and acceptance. Another aspect of maintaining a positive mindset is cultivating right thinking or right view, which is an essential part of the Buddhist Eightfold Path. Right thinking involves seeing things as they truly are, without bias or distortion. This means letting go of negative thought patterns that can cloud our judgment or cause unnecessary suffering. Instead of getting caught in the cycle of self-doubt, criticism, or fear, right thinking encourages us to adopt a more balanced and realistic perspective. For example, if you are struggling with a personal issue, such as feeling inadequate in your career or relationships, instead of focusing on your perceived shortcomings, try to reframe the situation by acknowledging the positive aspects of your life and the steps you've taken to improve. This shift in mindset helps to foster a sense of gratitude and appreciation, which are key components of a positive attitude. Another practical way to nurture a positive mindset is by practicing self-compassion. Self-compassion is about treating ourselves with kindness, especially during times of failure or hardship. Instead of berating ourselves for mistakes, we can approach ourselves with understanding and care, much like how we would treat a friend going through a tough time. For instance, if you've made a mistake at work, instead of dwelling on the error and criticizing yourself, practice self-compassion by acknowledging that everyone makes mistakes and that you are learning and growing from the experience. This approach not only helps to reduce feelings of guilt or shame, but also supports a more positive, forgiving attitude toward ourselves. The benefits of maintaining a positive mindset are profound. By cultivating a positive and mindful attitude, we create a mental space where we are better equipped to handle the challenges of life. We are able to approach problems with greater clarity, creativity, and equanimity. This not only improves our emotional well-being, but also enhances our relationships and overall quality of life. When we maintain a positive mindset, we are more likely to see opportunities in every challenge, and we are better able to respond to life with resilience and grace. Furthermore, a positive mindset can have a ripple effect on those around us. When we adopt a more positive attitude, we inspire others to do the same. Our thoughts and energy are contagious, and by fostering an environment of positivity, we create a supportive and uplifting atmosphere for ourselves and those we interact with. Whether it's a family member, a friend, or a colleague, the positive energy we radiate can influence others in ways we may not even realize. In conclusion, maintaining a positive mindset is not about ignoring difficulties or pretending that everything is perfect. It's about choosing how we respond to life's challenges with mindfulness, right thinking, and self-compassion. By embracing these practices, we can transform our outlook on life, fostering a sense of peace, clarity, and resilience. In doing so, we open ourselves to a more fulfilling and meaningful life, one where we are better equipped to handle whatever comes our way with grace and positivity. Lesson 6. Engage in activities that bring joy. Engaging in activities that bring joy is a powerful tool for maintaining mental and emotional well-being. In today's fast-paced world, it's easy to get caught up in the hustle and bustle of daily responsibilities, leaving little time for personal enjoyment. However, Buddhism teaches us the importance of taking time for ourselves, engaging in activities that nourish our spirits, and making room for joy in our lives. These activities not only help to alleviate stress, but also contribute to our overall sense of happiness and fulfillment. In fact, actively pursuing joy is not a luxury. It's an essential part of leading a balanced and peaceful life. The essence of this lesson is rooted in the idea that joy is a vital component of well-being, whether it's through creative expression, physical activity, or simply enjoying time outdoors. Participating in joyful activities helps us reconnect with our inner selves and brings a sense of calm to the mind. For example, activities like painting, playing music, reading, or spending time in nature can be deeply restorative and grounding. These simple acts of joy allow us to take a break from the demands of life and immerse ourselves in the present moment. When we engage in activities that we truly enjoy, we are able to experience a sense of satisfaction and relaxation, which can enhance our overall quality of life. Consider the simple act of painting or drawing. Engaging in creative pursuits like these allows us to express emotions that may be difficult to put into words. Whether you're a seasoned artist or just starting, the process of creating something with your own hands can be incredibly therapeutic. It's not about the final product. It's about the joy of the process itself. As you immerse yourself in the activity, you are practicing mindfulness by focusing your attention solely on the task at hand. This creates a sense of flow, where time seems to slow down and the outside world fades away. In these moments, you can experience a deep sense of peace and contentment, which is a direct result of engaging in something that brings you joy. Similarly, music can have a profound impact on our emotional state, whether it's playing an instrument, singing, or simply listening to your favorite tunes. Music has the ability to uplift the spirit and improve mood. The rhythms and melodies can help calm the mind, reduce stress, and even evoke powerful memories and emotions. For many people, music is a form of self-expression and a way to connect with their inner selves. By making time for music in your life, you can cultivate a sense of joy and relaxation, which can enhance your mental and emotional well-being. In addition to creative activities, spending time in nature is another way to foster joy and peace. Research has shown that being outdoors, especially in natural environments, has numerous benefits for mental health. Whether it's a walk in the park, a hike in the mountains, or simply sitting in a garden, spending time in nature helps reduce stress, boost mood, and improve overall well-being. The sights, sounds, and smells of nature can be incredibly soothing and restorative. In Buddhist practice, nature is often seen as a reflection of the interconnectedness of all things. Spending time in nature allows us to reconnect with the world around us and with ourselves. It is a reminder that just as nature is constantly changing and evolving, so too can we find peace and joy in the ebb and flow of life. To practice this lesson in your own life, it's important to take a step back and evaluate what activities bring you joy. Perhaps you've forgotten about hobbies or interests that once brought you happiness, or maybe you've never had the time to explore new ones. The key is to make time for these activities, no matter how busy life may get. Set aside time each week to do something that you love, whether it's painting, playing an instrument, reading, gardening, or simply taking a walk in the park. These activities don't have to be grand or time-consuming. Even small moments of joy can have a significant impact on your well-being. It's also important to recognize that joy doesn't have to come from external achievements or material possessions. True happiness comes from within, and the joy that arises from engaging in activities we love is a reflection of that inner contentment. It's not about impressing others or achieving a specific goal. It's about the pure enjoyment of the experience itself. By engaging in activities that bring you joy, you are nourishing your soul and creating a sense of peace and fulfillment that transcends the external circumstances of your life. In conclusion, engaging in activities that bring joy is not a frivolous indulgence. It's an essential practice for maintaining mental, emotional, and spiritual well-being. Whether it's through creative expression, spending time in nature, or pursuing hobbies that bring you happiness, these activities offer a valuable opportunity for self-care and mindfulness. By incorporating more joy into your daily life, you can cultivate a sense of peace, reduce stress, and enhance your overall sense of well-being. So, take the time to explore what brings you joy and make it a regular part of your routine. Your mind, body, and spirit will thank you for it. Lesson 7. Develop gratitude. Gratitude is one of the most transformative emotions we can cultivate. It has the remarkable ability to shift our mindset from one of negativity to positivity, allowing us to see the world through a lens of appreciation and contentment. In Buddhist teachings, gratitude is seen as an essential part of maintaining inner peace and emotional well-being. By focusing on what we are thankful for, we can overcome feelings of dissatisfaction, and we begin to appreciate the beauty and abundance that already exist in our lives. The practice of gratitude can help us stay grounded, calm, and centered, no matter what challenges we may face. The core lesson of gratitude is about acknowledging the goodness in our lives, whether big or small. This doesn't mean ignoring the difficulties or struggles we face, but rather choosing to focus on the positive aspects that still exist, even during hard times. Gratitude shifts our perspective. It helps us recognize that, no matter how challenging life may seem, there is always something to be thankful for. By practicing gratitude regularly, we begin to train our minds to naturally notice the positive rather than dwelling on the negative. This change in focus can have a profound impact on our emotional and mental state. One effective way to practice gratitude is by keeping a gratitude journal. Each day, take a moment to write down at least 3 things you are grateful for. These can be simple things, like the warmth of the sun on your face, a phone call from a loved one, or a meal shared with friends. The goal isn't to list grand achievements or monumental moments, but to focus on the small, everyday blessings that often go unnoticed. It's these little things that, when appreciated, can bring a sense of peace and fulfillment into our lives. For instance, perhaps you're grateful for a quiet morning spent sipping coffee or tea before the world gets busy. Maybe you're thankful for the smile of a stranger or the comforting presence of a pet. No matter how small these moments may seem, they add up and contribute to a greater sense of joy and contentment. The more we focus on these simple pleasures, the more we begin to recognize their value in our lives. Over time, we realize that we don't need to wait for big events or achievements to feel happiness. Gratitude teaches us to find joy in the ordinary, and in doing so, we create a life that is full of meaning and fulfillment. Another way to practice gratitude is to take time to appreciate the people in our lives. We can easily get caught up in the demands of daily life and forget to express our thanks to those who make a positive impact on us. Whether it's a family member, a friend, or a colleague, taking a moment to thank someone for their support, kindness, or presence can help foster deeper connections and bring more positivity into our relationships. Sometimes, a simple thank you can be the most meaningful gift we can give. The benefits of gratitude are far-reaching. Scientifically, studies have shown that practicing gratitude can improve mental health by reducing feelings of depression and anxiety. When we focus on what we're thankful for, our minds shift away from negative thought patterns, allowing us to feel more at peace. Gratitude has also been shown to improve sleep quality, boost self-esteem, and increase overall life satisfaction. By training our minds to appreciate the good in our lives, we naturally feel more fulfilled and less likely to take things for granted. Additionally, gratitude fosters a sense of abundance. In our consumer-driven society, it's easy to fall into the trap of constantly wanting more possessions, more success, more recognition. However, by practicing gratitude, we begin to realize that we already have enough. We learn to cherish what we already possess, whether it's good health, supportive relationships, or simply the ability to experience the world around us. This shift in mindset helps us feel more content and less consumed by the desire for more. As a result, we experience greater peace and satisfaction, as we are no longer focused on what we lack. In Buddhist philosophy, gratitude is deeply intertwined with the concept of interdependence, the understanding that we are all connected and that our happiness and well-being depend not only on ourselves, but also on others and the world around us. Practicing gratitude encourages us to recognize and appreciate the contributions of others in our lives. It reminds us that we are part of a larger whole, and that every person and experience plays a role in shaping who we are. In conclusion, developing gratitude is a powerful practice that can transform our lives. By focusing on the positive aspects of our lives, appreciating the simple moments, and expressing thanks to others, we cultivate a deeper sense of fulfillment and peace. Gratitude helps us shift our focus from what we don't have to what we do have, allowing us to feel more abundant and content. It's not about ignoring life's challenges, but about choosing to see the beauty and goodness that exists, even in the midst of adversity. So, start today. Take a moment to reflect on what you're grateful for, and watch as your perspective begins to shift toward a more positive and peaceful way of living. In conclusion, we've explored 7 powerful lessons from Buddhism that can help bring more peace and positivity into our lives. These lessons include practicing self-compassion, respecting our bodies, setting realistic goals, embracing change, maintaining a positive mindset, engaging in joyful activities, and cultivating gratitude. Each of these teachings offers practical guidance for navigating the challenges of life with greater ease and fulfillment. I encourage you to take these lessons and apply them to your everyday life. Whether it's through being kinder to yourself, setting attainable goals, or focusing on the positive aspects of life, these changes can lead to a more peaceful and joyful existence. The key is consistency and patience with yourself as you work to integrate these practices. If you found this video helpful, please consider sharing it with others who might benefit from these teachings. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel for more content, and feel free to leave a comment about how you plan to apply these lessons in your own life. Let's start a conversation and support each other in making positive changes together.